I don't have any regrets. Like I said before, the things that are off the field right now that came up, caught me by surprise because I never did anything that these people are alleging. And I know a lot of people say that I took the year off, and I used that to be able to clear my name, like the previous 2 weeks, and just to continue to fight that. And I just continue to work and become a better person, a better player, and just a better son, like my mom has always taught me.
We got some very unfortunate news in regards to Deshaun Watson's situation. It has to do with the legal aspect of his life, which means this video is probably going to get demonetized. Leave a like on the video to push it in the algorithm. We're giving away another $500 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel, and $500 to a subscriber that turns on their notifications on my new channel, Flight Mike TV. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! I do a lot of sponsorships on this YouTube channel, but this sponsor changed everything for me. This video is sponsored by Dr. Squatch, which completely changed the way I take showers. Dr. Squatch is a men's personal care brand that makes these incredible bars of soap that just feel natural and good for your body to use. Prior to using Dr. Squatch, I was using those body washes in the bottle and I would rub it all over my body, and the moment I would leave the shower, I'd get this flaky and dry skin. My personal favorite soap of theirs is this Bay Rum, which, oh my god, look at this soap. It has like those little dots on it. It smelled so good that when my girl smelled me when I left the shower, she said I smelled like a Christmas morning. Definitely go for the Bay Rum. Now, in addition to this, they have shampoo, conditioner, and this aluminum-free deodorant that I use each and every day. And more importantly, they have a super convenient subscription plan so you can make sure that your men's personal care stuff is taken care of and you don't even need to think about it. And right now, when you're a new customer and you use my promo code DSQ Microphone, you'll get 20% off of an order that's $20 or more. That's promo code DSQ Microphone for 20% off of your order of $20 or more. And thank you, Dr. Squatch, for the sponsorship and for changing the way I do my showers. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I don't think there's been a bigger winner throughout the entire free agency period than Deshaun Watson. I mean, if you think about it, this man got a contract extension the exact same offseason that Patrick Mahomes got his contract extension. And it was a pretty good contract extension to begin with. This man then balls out for an entire year with the Houston Texans, throwing for over 4,800 passing yards after they traded DeAndre Hopkins, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. His team gets nowhere. They get the number 3 overall pick in last year's NFL draft, but they don't have that pick because they traded it to the Miami Dolphins for Laramie Tunsil. He then demands a trade because he's frustrated with everything that goes on with the Houston Texans. And then 2 months later, he gets accused on 22 counts of misconduct. And that's where things started to trend downward. The man couldn't play football for an entire year practically. And then after he was told that there were going to be no criminal charges against him, the trade market started heating up for him. And ultimately, it resulted in one of the craziest trades we've ever seen in NFL history. A Herschel Walker-esque type of haul in return for the Houston Texans, where the Cleveland Browns traded Deshaun Watson and a 6th round pick to the Houston Texans for 1st round picks in 2022, 2023, and 2024, alongside a 2023 3rd rounder and 2022 and 2024 4th round selections. And of course, let's not forget the fact that the Cleveland Browns didn't even need to trade Baker Mayfield yet, and Deshaun Watson got a 5-year deal that paid him $230 million that is fully guaranteed. We have never seen that much money given out in NFL history, so without a doubt, Watson is one of the biggest winners from this offseason. Today, Deshaun Watson actually went to the Cleveland Browns facility and got to know a bunch of people there, and he actually passed his physical. Things started to trend upward for the man until we unfortunately got some pretty unfortunate news in regards to Deshaun Watson. And that's the fact that according to Fox 8 News, the Fox 8 I-team has learned that there's a second grand jury in another Texas county that has convened waiting to hear evidence against quarterback Deshaun Watson. So we thought originally there was going to be one grand jury that was going to rule out that there's going to be no criminal charges against Deshaun Watson and he would be able to pursue forward. The only complaints against him would be civil complaints, and typically that results in Deshaun Watson needing to pay an exorbitant amount of money. Now, according to the attorney for said clients, Tony Busby, he says that no one from the Browns organization has reached out to me or my clients. Tony Busby said, "I didn't expect them to. I would have certainly talked to them had they asked to talk to any of my clients, and had the clients wanted to do so, I would have allowed that to happen." So, of course, the Cleveland Browns have been coming out and they've been claiming that they have spent a significant amount of time researching Deshaun Watson's situation. And of course you should when you trade 3 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and 2 fourth-round picks for a player that is going to be the future of your franchise, and before you pay him a 5-year, $230 million guaranteed deal. So I don't think there's anything that conveys more confidence in Deshaun Watson's situation than what the Cleveland Browns have done. I mean, in the Cleveland Browns' heads, they all agree and they all thought that, okay, Deshaun Watson's situation is set. He's good to go. He is going to play for the Cleveland Browns this year. Unfortunately, this news is kind of throwing a wrench in the equation. Now, as of now, the Cleveland Browns have declined to comment on this situation, but a team spokesperson told ESPN that the team was made aware of the potential of a second grand jury and was made aware that it was hearing evidence. Jimmy and Dee Haslam said that we are acutely aware and empathetic to the highly personal sentiments expressed about this decision. Our team's comprehensive evaluation process was of utmost importance due to the sensitive nature of his situation and the complex factors involved. We also understand that there are still some legal proceedings that are ongoing, and we will respect due process. So the Browns haven't provided any specifics about their investigation. They also didn't speak to any of the 22 women, as Tony Busby said, but Deshaun Watson's attorney had this to say. Deshaun Watson's attorney on March 11th said that the criminal investigations have been completed, and Tony Busby claims that he has 17 more depositions of Watson still to take as part of the 22 lawsuits that have been filed against him alleging of misconduct, and added that there are 4 more women who have yet to file suit but whom he expects will do so. Busby says that as far as additional suits, I have been contacted by additional women who I'm deciding whether I'm going to take their case or someone else will, that are wanting to file suit against Deshaun Watson. The lawyer also said he expects that there will be additional women who file criminal charges. Now, Rusty Hardin had this to say in regards to the situation via Aaron Wilson, that this is a year-old allegation. We knew, the Browns knew, and Deshaun Watson is going to be the Browns quarterback this year. So there is a possibility, and what I'm assuming is going to happen is Deshaun Watson will probably end up getting suspended for a portion of the season. How long of the season he's going to get suspended remains to be seen. But the significance of this is that Deshaun Watson could still face criminal charges, which means there is a possibility that he sees jail time, which means there is a possibility that the Cleveland Browns traded for a player and gave up 3 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and 2 fourth-round picks, and gave a man a 5-year, $230 million deal, fully guaranteed, and this man could potentially not see the NFL field ever again. Now, obviously, hopefully that doesn't happen, and hopefully the stuff that's coming out about him isn't true, but you have to admit that the Cleveland Browns may have acted prematurely in this instance. They claim that they've done their research, they claim that they knew that this could come, so maybe they don't think it's that big of a deal, but needless to say, man, if the Cleveland Browns traded for a player and offered him the most guaranteed money in NFL history, and he's not able to play for over a year or maybe even longer, that would be the most Browns thing of all time. Needless to say, the Houston Texans absolutely crushed handling this situation. I mean, after having Bill O'Brien come in and completely ruin your franchise by trading DeAndre Hopkins and trading Jadeveon Clowney for next to nothing and overpaying for Laramie Tunsil, having Nick Caserio come in and trade Deshaun Watson for this many assets and now not having to worry about Deshaun Watson's situation is an absolute home run for the Houston Texans. They absolutely rocked this trade. Personally, I hope Deshaun Watson succeeds on the Cleveland Browns. I loved watching him play on the field, but historically, I don't remember the last time a team has given up this much capital for a player and have had tremendous success. Ultimately, it looks like the gamble that the Cleveland Browns made in Deshaun Watson absolutely paid off, because according to Mario Diaz, the first information we received is developing no indictment from Brazoria County grand jury a few minutes ago in a case involving Deshaun Watson, per the district attorney's office. Statement coming soon. Don't worry, we have the statement for you guys. As according to Ian Rappaport, Tom Selleck, the Brazoria County DA, had this to say on the Brazoria County grand jury declining to indict on any criminal charges, plus the response from the NFL. After a careful and thorough review of the facts and evidence documented in the reports prepared by the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office and the Houston Police Department, as well as hearing testimony from witnesses, the grand jury for Brazoria County has declined to charge Deshaun Watson with any crimes. Accordingly, this matter is now closed. The NFL had this to say in regards to the matter: "We continue to closely monitor all developments in the matter, which remains under the review of the personal conduct policy." Now, this is absolutely huge. I don't know what's up with me, man. It's something about the Cleveland Browns, and this is nothing against the Cleveland Browns because I want you guys to succeed. So much unfortunate stuff has happened to them in the past that I sometimes get this feeling of dread when something good happens to them. I'm happy that ultimately Deshaun Watson didn't get indicted on these charges. Hopefully the horrific stuff that he is being accused of isn't true at all whatsoever, but ultimately the absolute worst case scenario where this man got $230 million and multiple first rounders and fourth rounders and a third rounder was traded to the Houston Texans to acquire him, at least he is definitely going to see the football field this year. Now, if you paid attention to what the NFL said, they said that we're going to continue to closely monitor all the developments in the matter, which remains under the review of the personal conduct policy. Knowing Roger Goodell, man, and how consistent he's been with the suspensions he's handed out over the past year, I mean, think of it this way. We saw Calvin Ridley getting suspended for an entire year for gambling, and then we've had multiple domestic issues in the past where we've seen players only suspended for 4 games or 6 games. And of course, who could forget Tom Brady being suspended for 4 games for deflating footballs? Those 4 games, I believe. That's just off the top of my head. Then honestly, the jury's out on what kind of suspension Deshaun Watson can receive, no pun intended. I mean, I could see Roger Goodell coming down hard on this man, suspending him for like 8 games to start the year. I could see him suspending him for like 2 games to start the year, or I could see him suspending him for like 4 games to start the year. But if there's one thing Roger's known for, is there's no structure to the type of conduct that the NFL places on its players. The only thing we know is they do love to take the opportunity to discipline their players whenever given the opportunity to do so. And this is even though it might be absolute BS like Deflategate, where they punished their top star in the NFL, a man that embodied football really freaking well in Tom Brady. Nobody is safe from Roger Goodell handing out a random punishment. But ultimately, at the very least, the Browns didn't trade for a player and give a player guaranteed money for him to potentially go away to jail for like 4 to 5 years, which would have been very unfortunate. Now, obviously, there's still civil issues that need to be resolved in this instance, but that isn't going to potentially take Deshaun Watson away from playing football. So, with that being said, you can officially close the case. And aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.